Oh man, so two of our favorites, ALGORAND and COTI, which we've been covering on this channel for quite a while, are both heading to the downside and showing some negative patterns, which I want to share with you. But first, let's take a look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin seems to be leading the market down. As you can see, we continue to be in our downward wedge. Okay, you can see we've been respecting this wedge for quite a while. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touches, and 1, 2, 3, 4 touches to the downside as well. This is a very established wedge to the downside, and you can see here now we've had 2 strong red 4-hourly candles suggesting we are getting more downside. Are we going to come and test the bottom? Are we going to break to the downside? That is what we're going to have to watch over the next period of time. Now, naturally, this has more of a chance of breaking to the downside, but we need to monitor this. Like I said, I see more further downside on Bitcoin to the 42, 43 region. I've said this for a while. We're sitting here at 46,000. There's a bunch of risk-off sentiment this morning. The futures in stocks has ended up a little bit red too, and that is based on a lot of fears around Omicron. There's a lot of FUD going around, a lot of fear and uncertainty, and unfortunately the institutions see Bitcoin not as a hedge, right? They see it as risk on assets. Whenever there's a risk off piece of news or FUD or something going on, they will rotate very quickly out of Bitcoin. That is how their funds are set up. That is how their process and strategy is set up. And that is obviously going to lead to some red candlesticking for us here on Bitcoin, and therefore some of our altcoins. So we're going to look at Algorand now, because on Algorand, what we can see is, if I bring that up, you can see we are still forming this descending triangle. You can see we entered it to the downside on a longer term downtrend. We've entered this triangle, one bounce off of this key horizontal support level, which ties in with our horizontal support at $1.33. You can see we bounce to the upside, bounce back to the downside, bounce upside, and then look at these number of 4-hourly candles. It's absolutely been bleeding here over the last 20 or so hours. And your downward price target, if we break to the downside, which we can see we're doing as I'm recording this video, is a downward price target of, one second, there, right there is $1.09. Okay, so we need to keep an eye on that on Algorand. This is retraced massively. This is one of those coins that has had massive retracement, and again, you can see how quickly this ran up, and therefore, excuse my low battery warning, and therefore how quickly it can come back down. This was a good retracement. We got a good bounce, but then you can see once Bitcoin started bleeding, you're getting a heavy retracement on Algorand. Again, if you've not watched my video in terms of why I'm so bullish on a fundamental perspective on Algorand, go and check that out, because this is, again, like I said, when you got your favorite coins bleeding like this, another 5% down today, this is where it tests your conviction. Are you going to go and buy? Are you going to dollar cost average and lower your cost base? Or are you going to panic? Are those red candlesticks, how do they make you feel right now? Do they make you feel like you've picked the wrong horse? Does it make you question your research? Or do you have enough conviction? You're going, hang on, this is a bargain. I'm going to pick me up some more, or I'm happy with my position because I know it's going to rebound. That's the question. Let's take the same look at COTI, because COTI, we haven't quite covered the technicals in quite a while. But again, another descending triangle. You can see here, enter to the downside. And this is a familiar pattern with all of these altcoins, right? They're waiting for Bitcoin to move, and then we're going to see what happens to the altcoins on a lag measure. So you can see we've entered this, bouncing around in our descending triangle, and you can see that now, again, bunch of red candlesticks as the risk has gone off from Bitcoin, bunch of red candlesticking on some of our favorite altcoins, and you can see that if we break to the downside, the price target, if you get out of the way, mate, is sitting at about, let's call it 19 cents here on COTI, okay? So we're sitting at 29 cents right now. You could be getting a 19-cent COTI. And again, this is one of those questions, guys. Since this massive cup and handle pattern formed, look at where we're trading at now. We're trading in the region of where the handle pattern is formed, before the JED issuance token announcement, before a bunch of fundamental catalysts which we saw in terms of their partnership with Cardano. This is a hugely undervalued project for me, and definitely another one which I've managed to build some conviction in and really believe it has a lot of potential, low market cap, high risk, high reward on a coin like COTI, okay? So definitely one I'm keeping an eye on in my portfolio as well. Again, just to be very transparent with you guys, these coins which I'm covering, some of these smaller market cap coins, you best believe these are not huge positions in my portfolio. They are carefully crafted portions of my portfolio. Obviously, I'm going to have Bitcoin, I'm going to have Ethereum, I'm going to have Solana, ADA, Polkadot, Matic, taking up bigger portions of my portfolio. If you've not watched my altcoin video, go check that out, and I explain how I go about building my portfolio, how I think about narratives, how I think about different theses, and then go and build. I don't just find a coin like COTI, which I love, and throw loads of my portfolio at it. No, these are carefully crafted bits of my portfolio. So ADA has a separate percentage of my portfolio, which I'm allowed to allocate, which I've let myself allocate, and then a portion of that will be on COTI, because like I said, a lot of my conviction in COTI is riding off of the back of Cardano, okay? So it's part of my Cardano thesis, which forms a smaller part of my wider platform strategy, right? So I'm still investing in lots of other layer 1 solutions, not just Cardano, whether it's Solana, Terra, Terra Luna, whether it's Algorand, etc. Okay, so that's how you want to build out your portfolio. So there you go, guys. Downward risk on both of these. Like I said, there's no hype here on this channel. I'm going to show you what I see in the charts very simply. I can see a descending triangle. We have a risk of breaking to the downside. We want to keep an eye on this over the next couple of 4-hourly candles. Let's zoom in to see what we can see here. And you can see we've just had it's just been a pure bleed, no green candles here. Let's see if we pick up some support right at the bottom of this triangle here at 29 cents. If we can and get a green 4-hourly candle, that could suggest that we're going to go back up to the top of the wedge here. If not, we want to look for a breakout. But even on a breakout, let's be careful. If you're trading this, you don't want to trade straight off the breakout. You want to see if you get a retest before heading further down to the downside. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin dominance before I leave you guys as well, because we can see now that altcoins are still continuing to hold some strength. This is the 4-hourly Bitcoin dominance chart, and if we let it just load up there, you can see that for a while now I've been monitoring this M pattern. And if I show you this M pattern, what I want to see is if we can get to that neckline there, which we're very close to now, you can see that the neckline sits just at about 39.65%. If we can get there and then break to the downside, we could see a big movement to the downside in terms of the Bitcoin dominance, and that would suggest that altcoins are now starting to move at a multiple of the rate that Bitcoin is moving. It doesn't mean that Bitcoin can't go up as well, because you can get a situation where Bitcoin is starting to run back again in Q1 of next year, goes on its run, and altcoins are having its moment in terms of moving a multiple of the pace that Bitcoin is doing. And again, our job right now is to find those coins at bargain rates when nobody wants them, which are going to move quickly when Bitcoin goes back. Think of the elastic band analogy, right? When you pull back that elastic band and all the prices have been bloodied as much as possible, as soon as the market's got the green light to go again, the risk is switched back on. Boom, the elastic band's going to storm, and we need to find which altcoins are going to bounce back the quickest. We know Bitcoin is one of those that's going to lead the charge, but which ones are going to bounce back quickest? Which ones have the biggest strength? And right now, some of the coins, the clues I'm giving you are in the video. So don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, make sure you're staying tuned so you can see which coins we're analyzing. And if you want me to analyze any other coins, don't forget to head to our free public Discord server. Link will be in the pinned comment below. Head over into there, meet the community, almost at 300 people in that community, really fast growing community, really passionate people about crypto, helping each other, very knowledgeable space. Tag me in any questions as well, and let's get on this journey together. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.